Good morning, it's me, Nancy. Today I'm coming to you from the lofty tree fort. This is the loft. That's the tree, and the deer come there. So I'm waiting for the deer, and in the meantime, I'm going to start a pair of socks. These socks should go very fast because this is very fat yarn. So you start by putting, this is called Judy's cast on, I think. So you start by doing that, and then you hold them in opposite fingers. You need to twist that one first, okay? And then you're going to take, one comes up, oops, wait a minute. I have to twist it again. Okay, so we're going to go, one goes that way, one goes this way. And then this one comes up between them. And then this one comes, oops, this one comes up between them. And then, wait a minute, this one crosses and goes up, this one crosses and comes up here. This one crosses and comes down here, that's right, crosses and comes down. Cross under and go down. Cross under and go down between. Cross under and go down between. I'll zoom in on this for you. Okay, so cross under and go down between. So now I have 4. I think 4 is probably going to be big. Oh no, let's go another one. Okay. Cross. You have to make sure that underneath here, these are crossing. So cross under, go down between, cross under and go down between, cross under and go down between. See how you're rocking your hand back and forth? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's do 6. So cross under and go down between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So cross under, go down between. Okay, so that's one, the beginning of one sock. Okay, so we'll push that down, and we'll get another ball of yarn out. I got these, a pound of very fat yellow yarn. So, now we'll start this one. The end is usually tucked under, somewhat out of order. I have an end here, but it comes out from the middle. And I don't really like taking them out of the middle. Okay, so here we go again. You take a length, you want a tail on it. Okay, and then we'll put it on the outside one, and we'll twist it. Okay, and because it's twisted under that one, with this one coming under, well, that one will be this first. So we go under and between, under, and then come down in between. Cross under and go down in between. Cross under and down between. Cross under and down between. Cross under and down between. I'll zoom in again. Okay, so we're going to see where this one is straight. So we have to bring the other one over it. That's the idea. So we have your fingers like this. So you go twist them so that one's held, come up around and go down in between. Twist them so that this one holds that one in place. They cross over and come down between. Cross over and down between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Cross over and down between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the beginning. Now what you do is you turn these around facing this way, and then you pull the one on the far side towards you, out. Okay? And then you hold this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you're going to lock this end in. See how that end is just there? So you're going to pull that tight and lock it in. And then you're going to knit the first one, and now you're locking. You see how you've locked that in now? And off it goes. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait. This is where you begin your increasing. Before you even do your first row, you have to increase one there. And then to increase on this side, instead of going like that, you have to go the other direction. So the end of it comes out facing this way. See how the end there comes out facing that way? There you go. And then you do the same on this side. You've got this one that is, this is your last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your last stitch. So we're going to lay it down here. And then, oops, wait, we're on the wrong side. Yeah, we'll just, okay. Okay, we're gonna have to use that long one to knit with. Now we've got these two separate groups, right? We don't want to cross them over. Make sure of that all the time. Okay, so here we go. So 1, and then increase 1. Now the idea here of increasing is you're going around your toe. So you're just going to increase every row on both ends until it's the width of your foot. It's easiest if you make these for yourself, and then you can measure your feet all the time. This one goes the back direction. I can't do it. I guess you could, but anyway, I'll just turn it like that. There we go. So now, we have 8 on this side, so now we turn it around. And we pull this one out. And now we're gonna, this is already pulled out. So now we're going to change them. Be careful here that you don't just knit the same one you just did. The way you know is because this is coming down from the row you just did. So now you have to stick that one back in and pull this one out. Okay, and so you're going to turn the whole thing over in order to knit this way. But what you can do now is you can bend it because you're making a toe. You're not making something flat. Bend it, and that way it'll be nice and tight there. And knit the first one, and then the new one. Doesn't look like a new one. No, wait. You haven't done this before. So you increase one here. And you carry on. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Things wrong here. I'm just going to knit that. I'm not going to increase that. Something is wrong there. I think that's wrong. 7, 8. Let's just leave that at 8. Okay, now if you separate them, you see you're beginning to have your stitches are together. Okay, so now we move on to this one. So we leave that one off. We get this new thread, and we come over and knit that one. 1, increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase 1 backwards, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's 8 now. Okay, now you're probably as big as your toe is going to have to go. You probably don't need to increase anymore. I mean, you could, depending on your size yarn, you might need to keep increasing. Now again here, you fold it together a little bit. And you make sure you're using your long thread. And you carry on. No, wait, I didn't change my yarns, did I? You have to change these. It's easy to remember later, but here at the beginning it's hard. Okay, otherwise you'll knit the same row again. Okay. Make sure this is up out of the way and not just stuck in between there. Okay, so you fold it a bit so that it's nice and tight on the edge. Okay, so I'm just knitting without increasing anymore. Now if you're using thin wool, you may have to keep increasing for a while. And you increase on every side. Don't go a straight row because you're without increasing, because you'll end up with a point, like a plateau on your toe. But on my case, I'm done increasing because I'm using such huge fat yarn. to pull that out. Now your ends, from the short ends, those will always show you where the beginning of your work was. Remember, see how I'm folding it now? So I want it to be, don't want it to be flat, I want it to be a toe. I always knit with acrylic. They get bigger when you wash them instead of shrink. They're probably not as perfect as wool. Well, obviously not, if many people think wool is the spuriest thing ever. So, wool feels nice, however, I wreck them all the time. Okay, so now I'm just going to carry on as see how it's kind of could be a flat thing there, so I have to bend it. Make sure that my end stitches are going to hold the place together. Change threads, of course, you see. You can get that one right out of the way if it bothers you. Okay, so we pull this again. I like this so much more than knitting from top down on 4 needles, or even on a circular needle. Make sure you fold it, and away you go. Now you may have started with maybe 4 stitches on the top, and then you increase every time for a while. I like a more rounded toe though. Now you start to see that one side is all purl and the other side is all knit. The knit is the outside and purl is the inside. You're also back at your starting thread, so that lets you know you're back at the beginning of a round. Having needles that are smaller than the thread will give you a very tight weave. No air holes in between. If you have fat needles, you'll get a big, and if your needles are bigger than your thread, you'll get big air holes. Which might be good on a shawl, but not so on a pair of socks to be used in the deep freeze. See, now this looks quite blockish. I guess a little bit of curve on the edge. But because my toes, my foot is that big, I think it's going to be okay. And this is going to expand a little bit. Are you on your way? I might have made these too square. They do look very square, don't they? Well, you know, it's not hard to take it out. I can take it out. There, ready to start it again. So this time, instead of starting with 6, I guess I'll start with 4. Bye-bye.